What's up guys, Hobo88 here, and in this video we're back in iRacing looking at the newest track to come to the service, and that is Belle Isle, the street circuit in Detroit. And we're going to have a look at a couple of different cars in this video. I'm going to start off with an MX-5, we might have a look at a Formula Renault, we might look at a V8 supercar, we might look at the old Indy car, and just have a couple of laps in each around the track and get a bit of a feel for what this place is like. How bumpy is it? The proximity of the walls, all that sort of stuff. Now, I'm not massively familiar with this track, but some of the info that you might be interested to know, it's obviously called Belle Isle. It's in Detroit, Michigan. The circuit's about, it's an American track, so 2.4 miles in length, just a little under 4 kilometers for those who like the metrics. First opened in 1992. It currently hosts the IndyCar Verizon IndyCar Series, so and also the IMSA Championship. I believe the IndyCars have just raced here, and those of you may or may not have seen the infamous crash of the safety car just out of turn 2. We'll go through that section of track in a minute and point it out. But it goes around a water fountain at turns 9 and 10, which is pretty cool. We'll try and keep an eye out for that. But it has got multiple surface types, and it's definitely in every sense a street circuit. So I'm really looking forward to it. We don't really have street circuits in iRacing. So before we worry about everything else, let's just go ahead and get started straight away. Mazda MX-5 baseline setup. Let's go ahead and cut some laps. So here we go. Getting ready to roll off. Now this is cool. I never noticed it before, but the camera right in front of us there moving around, that's pretty cool. And it's not very much, but you can kind of see the tree in the top right corner moving, and over behind the grandstand. So iRacing's implemented some new features this build as well, with moving trees and stuff like that. Very cool to see. I have to admit the immersion quality on this track is incredible. Everything looks absolutely fantastic. I have had to turn down some graphic settings just to be able to get it to run and I think record okay. I'm hoping this recording comes through okay. So third gear here at the end of the straight through the right-hander. Probably should have been second actually. A little bump in the curb on the inside. So I've done a couple of sighting laps just so I know where the track goes, because I've never watched the IndyCar series much ever. I've never seen a race at this track before. I don't watch IMSA either. So I'm not familiar with the track from having seen it before. So I've done a couple of quick sighting laps. Bop up over the curb. I love the curb hits, you guys. I love street circuits. I love curbs. Look at these big gnarly things. You don't want to hit those ones. iRacing's also implemented a new shadow system, this build, and the shadows look just amazing. A couple of right-handers here. Didn't really want to hit the curb. Uh-oh! Catch it. Stay off the wall, we can. Wow, that was really close. Stayed off the fence. That's one of the big challenges that surround street racing. Probably should have been third gear through here, but up over the turn 2 rise. That's where the pace car crashed into the wall in the IndyCar series. So let's go for second gear. Left foot braking and just hard cut shifting the blip on the downshifts. With the H pattern shifter. With the bumps here on the exit of this corner. Bump, bump. This car's good because it does demonstrate the bumps quite well. They're rides the bumps really well though, so you don't get car doesn't get upset by them too much. This curb here is great. Just fly over the top of that one. Quick shift back to second. Double apex left-hander here. And another quick shift back to second. Oh, I don't want to hit that curb. It's a scary curb. Third gear here for the two right-handers. Now let's try not to hit the curb on the inside this time. That was much better. Basically flat through there actually. We'll do one more lap in the MX-5. And then we'll move on to the next car.
1 minute 49.06.
Third gear's maybe a little slow through there compared to fourth. A lot of curb there. Right-hander at turn 3, that was good. Not sure why I went for third there. Second there, sorry. Oh! Oh! Just scratched the tail of the car on the fence. A little too ambitious at the turn in. I love that curve. That one there is really good fun. Oh no! Caught the end of the tyre barrier on the left. Scrunched up the quarter panel. That is definitely flat through there in the MX-5s. Let's just take the pit entry here. Haven't ever tried this before. We're in miles per hour, not kilometres. There you go. Couple of laps in the MX-5. We'll cut right now and we're going to go ahead and have a look at Formula Renault 2.0. Alright, here we go. Rolling out of pit lane, Formula Renault 2.0. What a cool car this is. Don't do much open wheel racing on the channel, as you guys know, so I'm a little out of my area of expertise in this car. Baseline setup, I have no idea if that's good or bad, but we'll soon see how it goes. But you might be wondering why Formula Renault? Why are you driving this car here, Helbo? Well, there is a perfectly reasonable explanation for that, and the reason is, whoa, nearly went around there. That I felt like a car like this, well, we just got the wall there I think, would do an excellent job of just displaying how bumpy this track is, because one of the things that makes Belle Isle so particularly interesting to me, oh, on the iRacing, I'm so on the edge of crashing it every second. What makes this track so interesting to me on iRacing specifically is, wow, the fact that there just isn't any other real street circuits on the service. And one of the main, I guess, call it one of the main characteristics of a street circuit is the bumps. Now, we've got several road circuits here in Australia. As VAD Supercar fans, we love our road circuits and our street circuits, and we've been wanting something like this track for ages on the sim, and we never thought it would happen. We didn't just assume that it was not possible. So hopefully turned in a little early there. Hopefully this is possibly a sign of the fact that more tracks like this could come in the future. It's been fairly demanding on my computer. It's not handling the street circuit too well. Not getting the best frame rate, but that's to be expected, is what it is. So hopefully iRacing has a way of being able to do more tracks like this and optimize them really well so that we can have, you know, any number of street circuits around the world come to the service. I'm starting to just find my I haven't driven the Formula Renault in a long time, but the bumps are quite violent. Oh, don't hit that curb, we know what that does. Come around the bend here back onto the main straight.
1 minute 29.653.
Oh, that wall, it looks like it's going to grab you on the outside there. 6th gear. We're definitely not getting the most out of this car. As a Formula Renault driver watching this would be mortified. Going, what are you doing? You're braking 100 metres too early and going 50 kilometres an hour too slow through the apex of the turn. We missed that one completely. I forgot. That right hand is interesting. I'll point it out next time. You turn in really early at that one. The wall kind of just disappears on the inside really quickly. You can turn in a lot earlier than you think. Okay, taking that curve when I really shouldn't have been. Little pinch. Oh! A little pinch of the brakes across the bumps there. You guys can't see it off to my third monitor. It's very cool just to see the tyre lock up briefly across the bumps. I know the field of view looks ridiculous in the video, guys. I apologise about that, but I have to run it here
1 minute 31
for it to feel right on the triple screens. Let's be brave. Oh! I did chicken and I lifted a little and just as well, or else we would have got the wall. The corner's incredible. Little bump across the curb, that's alright. That one's fairly gentle. So this one here, this corner, sort of see the blue wall there. It's actually a lot more open than you think, that corner. You can turn in a lot earlier. But the bumps, that's what I was really wanting to look at. The bumps are quite violent in this car. My Fanatec CS 2.5 wheelbase is really yanking the BMW rim around that I've got. That's terrible through there. Terrible! That was scary through there too. We can go a lot quicker through there than I'm sort of expecting. Let's go one more lap, see what we can do.
1 minute 29.378.
Corner's amazing. Look at the car, it's bouncing along the straight. Really is a bumpy little track. Oh no, we're dead. Oh no. Well, we didn't get that last lap in.
Did we hit?
Yeah, we did. Oh boy. Well, that's
Take our time here.
a demonstration.
Over. I mean, we're going to be pretty far back anyways.
Spotters just fill them in. It's going to be a very, very bumpy track. You can see there just how bumpy this track actually is. So, anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. The next car that we're going to come back in is the beloved V8 supercar, a car that actually loves the bumps. So, here we go. We're going to cut back in a second, and we're going to be in the V8. Okay, welcome back. Next car on the list, my beloved Holden Commodore V8 supercar. Now, this is what I'm excited about. It's taking the V8 out around a street circuit. In theory, these cars should be awesome on a track like this. However, the iRacing V8 supercar isn't exactly perfect. It tends to be a little bit, I think it feels a little bit stiff, and it doesn't really handle and respond the way you might expect V8 supercar to. It's not entirely realistic, and I think the way that it handles bumps and stuff is a little bit dodgy compared to what you'd expect from a real life V8 supercar. However, that said, it does at least take the curb hits and stuff like that. Generally speaking, so as long as the car's set up for it, it'll probably be okay. Oh. Doesn't quite drive like a Formula Renault though, does it? Does it? So we are just running the baseline setup. Ooh, wow. Way too big of a downshift, shouldn't have been in first there. Baseline setup, all I've done is adjusted the gear ratio back. To, I can't remember what one it was now, the second shortest gear, I think it was, I guessed. I thought that'd probably be pretty close. Looks alright, feels alright. Alright, so we'll come past the start finish line here. Just got to remember to pull our brake markers all the way back. We are just on, I think it's iRacing default weather and everything. Just cannot get stomped the way I'd like. There we go, hit a curb, finally. Nice and close to the inside wall there. So far it actually feels pretty good. We're not pushing very hard, but I'm liking it so far. Here we go. Oh, it's a little bit awkward. Second gear through here. You don't want to hit these curves even in the V8. Second gear through here much nicer than first. Take it very easy. I really like it. I think it feels good. The setup will be pretty important.
1 minute 34.925.
It's like a 1 minute 35. I have heard of people going sub 1 minute 30 in a V8 around here. So we're a long way off the pace. But building a setup that handles the bumps really well will be important. Something like a Montreal setup will be good. Can sort of take a little bit of that curb, it's a bit awkward. Slowly building up our speed. The V8 supercar is very much about confidence, and a track like this is extremely scary. But this is what we wanted. As Australians, who love our V8 supercars, a rough and ready, bumpy, curby street circuit is really good. This track is not anything like, say, Adelaide or anything like that, really. It's probably most like, I don't know, Townsville or something, perhaps.
1 minute 34.652.
So we took half a second out on that lap, 34.6. I'd love to see a van sculpt around at this track. I think that'd be awesome. It'd be a hard track to pass on, but it would feel awesome, I think, a race around here. Oh, we're too deep. Missed the brake marker. Wow. It's tight. Very, very tight confines around between the walls. A little bit of a wiggle there on the landing of that curve. Go one more lap.
1 minute 46.861.
That bump coming out to the crest there. That's an incredible piece of racetrack right there. Get pretty aggressive at the curve down there on the right-hander. It's very much about confidence. Now we actually could move on to, I think, the shortest gear ratio. I just noticed we never even got the 6th gear there on the fastest part of the track. So hard to get the power down. Whoa! Just got the wall.
Minute 34.971.
Another 34.9. So a lot of time to find there. A lot of time to find in the van supercar. But it's all about confidence and learning the track and getting a feel for it. Very different than anything we've felt before on iRacing in the van supercar. So anyway, that's what a lot of people have come to this video to look at, is the V8 at this track. But not done yet. We do need to come back and have a go at one more car around here, I believe. And that is the IndyCar. Now, I don't own the current IndyCar, but we will have a run in the Delara DW11 or whatever it is that we've got access to. So we'll come back just after this and have a run in a lightning fast, open-wheeled, helter-skelter IndyCar. Alright guys, here we go. The last car that we're going to cut some laps in is, of course, the IndyCar. We're in the Delara DW12, not the current IndyCar, but it'll do for the sake of the video. We're going to go out, see if we can at least complete 1 or 2 laps before we crash into something. It has not gone well so far. I've done a few laps practice try and get up to speed, and you can see everywhere there are crash lines, skid marks all over the place. Not my usual cup of tea, driving a car like this. Been extremely challenging to get the hang of, actually. Couldn't find a baseline setup that was suitable for this track, so I went into the forums, found one from Montreal that I thought might work. Turns out that it was impossible to drive. Went back for another look and found this Sebring setup. It seems to be about as good as any others I'm going to find. So we'll see how we go. But just trying to drive these things around this track gives a whole new appreciation for how hard it is. The bumps are so violent. I'm sure that with a setup tailored for this track it would be a little better, but my god, it's rough as guts. So through the first couple of corners, here's that bump in the road. We're through it. Can't believe it. We were very slow through there, but we didn't hit anything. I'm happy with that. All the way back in first gear through the right-hander here. With the correct gearing, you maybe wouldn't need to do that. These bumps in the mid-corner are just so bad. They're so violent in these cars. Sort of get everything set up correctly, and then the car lurches up off the ground in the middle of the corner and you can't turn anymore. Oh, oh. It's so bumpy. Every corner is frightening. That's our first completed lap in this car.
1 minute 19.18.
Minute 19. Horrifically slow, no doubt, but still a lot faster than anything else that we've driven in so far. Taking it very cautious through this section of the track. So rough. And it's kind of like a catch-22. If you charge the corner entries, you lose the rear. It just spins out. Then if you charge the exits of the corner and get a bit aggressive on the throttle, it just spins straight away. Sounds a lot like a bad supercar, doesn't it? I can confirm it drives nothing like a van supercar. Oh, I got the curb on the inside. That was dangerous. Successfully completed 2 laps in a row. Whatever happens from here, I'm happy with.
1 minute 18.719.
Oh, it's so scary through there. So scary. Just everything goes past so fast. This corner here is so tight. Oh. Big bumps on the entry to that first of the two right-handers back there.
1 minute 18.5,
18.5. Time's coming down. A little nervous through that corner there. Didn't get turned in how I wanted on the left-hander, so lift. Someone who doesn't drive these cars, I feel like I'm doing okay. I hate that I have to. I hate that I have to run such a small field of view. You guys can't see a lot. It does feel very, very immersive to run an open wheeler on triple screens, I have to say.
One minute 19.492.
19. We were 4 seconds slower on that lap. Is that right? Goodness. I mean, you start to get into a rhythm. So we almost looped it there on the exit of that corner. And again. And we've overcooked it. So that's as far as we're going to get in the IndyCar. We can probably roll back to the pits from here with that damage. It's a very, very challenging prospect to race an IndyCar around these street circuits. The bumps are so violent. But hopefully for those of you that are watching that do have an interest in IndyCar and do follow the IndyCar series, you get a little bit from that and you can see what it looks like from the cockpit on iRacing of an IndyCar around this track. But that's my comprehensive look through a few of the different cars. Obviously varied in performance. From one end all the way down to the other. MX-5 up to an IndyCar, quite different. But that's my quick look through all of these. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. So far, I guess, having driven just these few cars, I have to say I absolutely love this track. It's a shame it's so hard on the CPU or whatever it is in the machine. It's making the car, making the computer struggle a little, but there's a lot going on as well, so it's going to be expected. The immersion is great. The quality of the track itself is really good. The detail's amazing. The shadows improved now, make it all just come to life that much more too. But I have to say, my impression is that I really, really like it. I'm looking forward to doing some racing here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Follow me on Twitter at Hobbo88. Don't forget, if you want to sign up to iRacing, please refer my email. You'll find that in the description below, or just hit the referral link that you'll find down there, and that will refer me when you sign up. It doesn't cost you a cent, but it does help the channel, and I really appreciate it. Twitch.tv/Hobbo88 for all the live streams. But that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.